Hello my friends, welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. It has been so cold and so gloomy and raining here in New Jersey the past week that it's kind of depressing. So I decided that I wanted to create a floral painting that had very bright and cheerful colors. So I'm using my alcohol ink and I'm working on Amazon Basics photo paper. And I'm just dropping down some bright colors and some alcohol and making it bloom all over the paper. And now I'm using a brush with a little bit of a turquoisey color on it to create a vase. And I'll be using Micron pens, Posca pens, and a gold chrome marker for this painting. And once the ink is dry, I look at the painting to see what shapes I see and what I see within those shapes. And then I just start to doodle within each of the shapes. And I create something that resembles a flower. I'm not going for realism here. I'm just trying to relax and cheer up. So I just doodle whatever comes to mind once I put the Micron pen to the paper. Now the fine liners that I'm using are actually not Micron pens, and I regret using them because they really don't show up so well. And later on I did go over some of the fine liner with a Micron pen just to deepen the black because it really lightened up once it dried. I don't know why I go back to these other markers because nothing for me has ever worked like a Micron pen. The color stays very nice and dark and it doesn't lighten up. It goes over the inks beautifully. Now here I'm using the gold chrome marker and I'm just filling in some odd shapes because I really can't create a flower within those shapes. So I'm just drawing these odd shaped little circles to fill in those areas and make it look like tiny little flowers. And in the green areas, I did use a couple of different greens, and those are my leaves. So I just go through, I outline them, and create some veins. Lately, I find myself doing a lot of this type of painting, where I'm just filling in splotches of ink, and I find it so relaxing. Because I've been doing a lot of watercolor painting, and when I do watercolor, I have to admit that although I enjoy it so very much, I love the results. It takes so much time, and trying to get it perfect in my eyes is kind of stressful sometimes. So in between watercolor paintings, this is what I like to do because it just relaxes me and loosens me up. They're just so much fun to do. So you can see I'm just going around and filling in the shapes with some lines, some circles, something that resembles a flower. And at one point I looked at the floral part of this painting and I realized that it looks very square. So I'll show you in just a little bit how I fixed that because it looks like a box of flowers at this point. I'm going to let you watch this for a little bit and then I'll come back and explain some more. You can see here I put down a paper towel because some of the fine liner was still wet and I didn't want to smudge. I do that very often. So I just put down a paper towel to rest my hand on so that I don't make matters worse. And you can see just how nice this chrome marker shows up. It's so sparkly. And I do like the gold Posca pens, but I like this so much better. I think it's more shiny. All right, so now I decide I want to do a black background, and I'm using Posca pens to outline the flowers, because then I'll be using Posca pens with a broader tip and to fill in the background. Now I've come upstairs because my studio is in the basement and it is cold down there. So you can see here that I am using the Posca pen to remove some of the flowers, just so that I take away that boxy look. Now here's Diesel. I'm sure you'll hear him barking, snorting, snoring. This dog is too much. Now you can see that the combination of markers is wonderful in this set that my son bought me, because it has some very broad tips that I've never used before. So it makes filling in the background so much easier. Here he is. He's got to watch what I'm doing. See that? That broad tip just made filling in that area so much easier. I wish I had known about these. I would have bought them a long time ago. So you can see that I used the Posca pen to remove some of the flowers so that the bouquet didn't look so boxy. And now I have to dry the background. You can see it's still wet. Once it's dry, I used a Posca pen with a finer nib to fill in the area between these little flowers that I drew, just so that I can bring some of that black from the background into the painting itself. I thought it made it a little bit more cohesive. So I'm just going around, and wherever I think I need to add a little bit of black or fill in an area, I'm just using that finer tip Posca pen to fill in that area. And I think that it really improved the look of the painting. Now, I also used the gold pen or marker, you'll see that in just a moment, to extend those little circular flowers out onto the black. And I really like the way that looked. You can see me doing it here. Look how bright that gold is. So pretty. Well, we're getting close to the end of the video. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. And if you give this painting a try, I would love for you to share it with me. And you can do that on our Facebook group, Vivo Vintage Design Tutorials. Our group of members is incredibly talented and so very supportive. And now we have weekly challenges. So if you'd like to participate, I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.